Reducing operating expenses will only get you so far. In all my years of guiding clients through implementation of Profit First, if you don't take that next step, step 2 in the Tap the Potential solution, which is to niche down with a clearly defined sweet spot, you will never be able to create the value and the margin that you need to be able to hit these Profit First target allocation percentages.
You work hard in your business. On the Profit by Design podcast, we ask the big question. What has your business done for you lately? Hi, I'm Dr. Sabrina Starling. I'm the business psychologist, the author of the 4-Week Vacation and the How to Hire the Best series, as well as the founder of Tap the Potential, where we coach entrepreneurs like you to design sustainably profitable businesses that give you more time for what matters most and more money in your bank account than ever. Because after all, we believe work supports life, not the other way around. Weekly on the Profit by Design podcast, we bring you tips, tools, and strategies from our own experiences and from the experiences of our guests who are entrepreneurial thought leaders and real life entrepreneurs, all to support you in making intentionally profitable and sustainable business decisions to live the lifestyle you desire.
Profit Designers, the 4-Week Vacation, the entrepreneur's ultimate guide to taking your life back from your business, is now available. Go to 4weekvacation.com, grab a copy of the book, and be sure to follow the steps there to claim your bonuses. When you purchase the book, you are eligible to join me for my upcoming live training, the 4-Week Vacation Better Business, Better Life Jumpstart. Plus, and you'll also get an invitation to an exclusive VIP closed door training with me to identify the true profit potential within your business. Just follow the steps at 4weekvacation.com, and I hope that the 4-Week Vacation book inspires you for what's possible. It's time to take your life back from your business. Welcome back to part 4 of 4 in our strategic planning series. This episode is all about designing your business to be profitable. And I want to invite you to think about what you need to have happen in your business financially for not just you, but for your team members to thrive in the year ahead. So when we're talking about designing our businesses so that we thrive, that's very different than thinking about breaking even. So as we use the word thrive, I want you to think about, what does thrive mean to you? There's a lot of things that we business owners tend to forget to budget for in our businesses. And I want you to put aside right now limitations, any financial limitations that you place on your business. And we'll get to designing your business to be profitable in a minute. For now, I want you to just dream and allow yourself to think about what thriving for you and your team members means in 2022 and what needs to be happening financially in the business for that to happen. So some areas that business owners tend to neglect when we're focusing on breaking even, we forget to think about having really good health insurance for ourselves and possibly our team members. We forget to think about retirement savings and planning for retirement. We don't think about having resources available in the business for life insurance or incentive programs for team members, or bonuses that you're going to give for team members when you hit a certain profit target. Another area that we tend to forget to think about is creating the opportunity for yourself and for your team members to have ongoing coaching and training. This allows you to have things be easier for you and simpler. When you're not taking part in coaching and training, either yourself or your team, you tend to just stagnate and you stay stuck in the problems that you have. And if you're noticing that some of the challenges and problems that you have that you're dealing with right now have been the same challenges and problems that you've dealt with for a few years, there's a good chance that you could benefit from coaching and training to get some outside perspective on dealing with those issues. And oftentimes when we're circling the drain, dealing with the same problems over and over, what's going on is that there's a deeper level symptom and we don't see it because we're stuck in the drain going around the circles. So I also want you to think about having the financial ability in your business to hire A players and being able to afford A players. One of the things that I will be teaching in the upcoming Better Business, Better Life Jumpstart that's going to happen in just a few weeks is how you can create so much value for your top clients that you can increase the revenue generated by your top clients that would allow you to drop the bottom 80% of your clientele and create so much value that you're able to charge more for your services and be able to provide the compensation that you need to attract the A players to your team, and also the compensation that you need to be able to train those A players, onboard them appropriately, and continue the learning and development for everyone on the team. Another area that is often overlooked by business owners is building in the margin, the time margin and the financial margin for team building activities to occur. So that might be a retreat with your team members in the year ahead, or maybe it's a monthly dinner or some fun gathering that you do on a monthly basis with your team. Whatever that is, build it in. Make space in your budget for these things to happen. Now, as I've laid this all out for you, you're probably thinking, well, Dr. Sabrina, there's no way that we can cover these expenses. We're barely breaking even right now. So I'm going to say two things to you on that. Number one, be sure to attend my Better Business, Better Life Jumpstart that's coming up, because I will walk you through how you can streamline your business and create that space, that time margin and that financial margin in your business so that you can do these things. It won't happen overnight, but small steps forward taken in a consistent direction lead to big change over time. So more details will be coming very soon about the Jumpstart. Stay tuned. And the other thing that I want to say to you is that we want to design your business to be profitable, to create the margin for these things to go on so that you and your team can thrive. Profit First provides a very handy tool for doing this, and it's often overlooked by people who are applying Profit First in their business. So consider this to be a Profit First insider's tip. Now turn to the second to last page in your strategic planning workbook that we've provided for you. If you haven't downloaded it yet, go to tapthepotential.com/plan. On the second to last page, you will find the Profit First target allocation percentages. What you're seeing in figure 1 are the target allocation percentages for businesses that are healthy. And it's a guideline for you to follow to target being able to put a percentage aside from all the revenue that comes in your business toward these different accounts. So you would have a profit account, an owner's pay, a tax, and an operating expense account. And for those of you who are unfamiliar with Profit First, I'm discussing this from the perspective that if you're listening to the Profit by Design podcast, most likely you have some version of Profit First running in your business. If you don't, be sure to check out the book Profit First by Mike Michalowicz. So you will have these different accounts in place in your business. You may not be putting 10% away towards profit or 15% away towards profit, but the idea is we're going to think about hitting these targets and how are you going to hit these targets in the year ahead. So let's just say for simple math that your business revenue is $500,000. So you're in column B and you're putting 10% of that revenue aside as it comes in. You're moving it into your profit account. So that's at the end of the year, that's going to be $50,000 that's gone into your profit account. 35% goes into your owner's pay account. So that would mean paying yourself $175,000. You're setting 15% aside for taxes, and in most situations, 15% is a very generous amount. We have a lot of people implementing Profit First who have lower tax percentages, and they're applying the rest of that tax percentage in other parts of the business, whether it's profit, owner's pay, or operating expenses. But just for the sake of this example and keeping everything simple, we're going to say you're putting 15% aside for tax, and you are able to put aside 40% for operating expenses, which means you have about $200,000 that you're running the business on. So as you heard me go through, okay, you want to think about having health insurance and life insurance and retirement savings, and then you want to be investing in your own coaching and development. You might be thinking, well, where does this money come from, Dr. Sabrina? Well, when you have Profit First in place, you have money going into your owner's pay account. Some of that can be used for these different benefits. Consider those owner benefits of the business. When you work in the corporate world, you get a benefits package. Well, as entrepreneurs, we don't get benefits packages unless we create them for ourselves. And so this is your opportunity to really look at, maybe you think, I don't need $175,000 to live on. That sounds really grand. Not so much when you think about, well, maybe I need to be saving for my kids' college. Maybe because I've never done that and they're 12 years old and there's only 6 years left. So those are things that you also need to consider is if you've been in business for a long time and you've never paid yourself appropriately, you do have a lot of catch up to do with respect to retirement savings, savings for your kids' colleges, and also saving for travel and being able to go and have the experiences that you wrote about in your vision. All of that can come from the owner's pay account. And one of the questions we get asked a lot is when people are investing in coaching, where does that money come from in the business? And there's no hard and fast rules about that. I'll share with you, I've been using Profit First for years now, and I've been investing in coaching and training for years now, and I've pulled those funds from different places in the business at different times. Rarely does it come from operating expenses. So one place where I will take revenue or funds from for investing in my own coaching and training is from profit and owner's pay. And the reason I do that is because I know, for number one, I myself am my own greatest investment. The more I can do to learn and make my journey easier and more fluid as an entrepreneur, I'm going to do that because I'm done with the school of hard knocks. If someone else can show me a better way, I'm there. I don't need to keep beating my head against the wall. And I really consider that to be an investment in my quality of life as an entrepreneur. So you may take a portion from your owner's pay account. You may take a portion from profit. You may take a portion from the operating expense account. We use the operating expense account for team development activities. So if you are looking at the amount set aside for operating expenses and saying, well, we're barely able to cover our basic operating expenses, much less team development or giving raises, one of the things that you really need to be looking at is, are you charging appropriately? So many business owners out there are not raising their prices and inflation is happening. So you're going to become less and less profitable over time. You need to be in the habit of raising prices annually because prices do go up on you annually. Your cost of doing business goes up regularly. But it's not just about raising prices. It's also about looking at how you can add more value. And so much of the Tap the Potential solution that I teach in the Better Business, Better Life program, and by the way, it's also outlined in the 4-week vacation book, so much of the Tap the Potential solution is designed around you identifying your business sweet spot and then looking for ways to innovate and add value. When you have a clear sweet spot and you know who your top clients are and you are discovering what they need more of and what is the next step for them in the journey with you, you are able to charge more for your services because you're adding more value in their world. So Again, this is what I'm going to be going into detail about in the Better Business, Better Life Jumpstart, so I'm not going to dive into it right here. But it's part of you designing your business to be sustainably profitable. And that means you thinking about, I need to raise my prices. How do I add value so that my clients and customers happily pay more? And how do I continue to position our business as more and more unique in the marketplace so that we don't experience price pressure? When you're competing on price and you're having to discount and you're afraid of losing opportunities if you price too high, really it's a downward spiral for the business, and it's a destructive mindset. It's that scarcity mindset that you get into. So if that's a struggle for you, I really encourage you to stay tuned and sign up for our Better Business, Better Life Jumpstart when we have that coming up, because I will show you a clear path out of that scarcity mindset so that you really do create value. As you create value, you end up creating the margin in your business that you need to be able to offer good competitive wages and salaries for A players on your team, and the training and development that you need and that they need to keep the business growing. Now, one of the really cool tools that you have at your disposal is Figure 2 in the Strategic Planning Workbook on that second to last page. This is where you can calculate your actual percentages for profit, owner's pay, tax, and operating expenses. And you can look at the gap. What are your current operating expenses? If they're too high, then we can look at how do you start to narrow that gap and bring them down. If your owner's pay is falling very short of the target allocation percentages, then you see the gap there and you're identifying, okay, this is what's the profit potential in my business. So how do I start to narrow that gap? Profit First, when we help our clients implement it, oftentimes we are looking at how do we reduce operating expenses in the business to create more opportunity for there to be profit and owner's pay. But reducing operating expenses will only get you so far. In all my years of guiding clients through implementation of Profit First, if you don't take that next step, step 2 in the Tap the Potential solution, which is to niche down with a clearly defined sweet spot, you will never be able to create the value and the margin that you need to be able to hit these Profit First target allocation percentages. So that's why when I designed the Tap the Potential solution, I put things in the order that I did, because I watched what happened in clients' businesses as they just focused on reducing operating expenses. So the full implementation of Profit First isn't just about reducing operating expenses. It's also the next step that you have to take, which is to think strategically about your business and identify that sweet spot and look at how are you going to create more margin. And that leads into the innovation that you're going to do in step 3 of the Tap the Potential solution. So again, I'm going to walk you through all of that in the upcoming Better Business, Better Life Jumpstart. So stay tuned for that. So this concludes our strategic planning series for the new year. And I really hope that this has been valuable time, that you've worked through the powerful questions that are contained in your strategic planning workbook, and that you're going into 2022 with a plan. Now, if you have a clear vision and you have a plan, but you're not clear on the how-to of that plan, if that feels really fuzzy, then take a look at our Better Business, Better Life program. Consider joining us in that in 2022. If you're ready to hop on a call and talk with our team about that, just head on over to tapthepotential.com and click the schedule a call button that's at the top of the screen, and you'll get on a calendar and we'll have a meeting with you, and we'll see where you are with your planning and the support that you need, and we'll see if we're a good fit to provide that for you. If you're in a place where you want to know more, like what I've shared with you during the strategic planning series has really whet your appetite for, hey, I want that business that's profitable and I want more time for what matters most. I'm not quite sure yet, though. I need a little more information. Then definitely plan on joining us in the upcoming Better Business, Better Life Jumpstart. There'll be more details about that coming very soon. Thank you for spending time with us today. Join our conversation in the Entrepreneurs Take Your Life Back Facebook community at tapthepotential.com/group. Share your aha moments from today's episode, ask me questions, and join in on the fun with your fellow entrepreneurs on the journey to designing sustainably profitable businesses that give you more time for what matters most and more money in your bank account than ever. And finally, share today's episode with a friend if you know a friend who would enjoy it. This is real life business. Keep your chin up, keep moving forward. You got this. If you've gotten value from today's show, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you are a repeat listener of the podcast, know that we greatly appreciate you at Tap the Potential. And to that end, I have a request. Please consider leaving us a review on whatever platform you're listening on. Our reviews help other entrepreneurs like you to find us. Be a part of our movement to help entrepreneurs take your life back from your business.